Hey guys, Steve Charbridge here. So I am here with the episode 10 of Shadowhunters review. Now this time, unlike my last two reviews, I actually took notes this episode. So I'll be going over these notes and I'll be giving you basically the basic plots of this episode. I'm gonna try to each bullet point that I took. I'm gonna try to just go through and not spend too much time on it because there's a certain time limit for my videos, so I have to kind of I can't spend too long on one thing or another. And I'll give you like my general thoughts on the episode at the end. But the big thing for this episode was like this other dimension, like this other reality through this portal, and I saw that on the preview and I wasn't really sure what to think of that because it's like, yeah, I mean, I know there's going to be changes. I mean, obviously there's been changes, a lot of changes in the show so far, but this is like, I mean, in the Infernal Devices there was a portal, but like it didn't take them to another dimension. I mean, I don't know, but I'm confused. But anyways, so we open up with Meliorn. He's with Jason Clary. And he's taking them through this forest, and I'm guessing this is where like the fairies dwell, or as close to where like the entrance to the fairy to the Sealy Court and the fairies are. And I'm sorry, I picked something on my nose. My nose is bleeding, so just try to ignore that. I apologize for that. But anyways, um, yeah. So he's telling Clary that he can open this portal, and he can so she can get to Valentine, or find out more about Valentine. And it ends up really what it ends up doing. It ends up transporting because at the end of the episode they go back through the portal because Magnus opens it up, because when she does go through the portal, she ends up getting through to Magnus, and he helps them because Jace ends up going into the dimension too. But I'll explain that in a minute. But like, she ends up going to the dimension, and he ends up opening the portal, and they go in, and it brings them to Valentine's underground place. You know what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, and then he's basically explaining the rules. Demons can get through the portals. Clary has to kind of basically like she has to hold on to something of the reality that she came from, the dimension that she came from, or else she will lose herself in this other reality and she'll be stuck there forever. So that was a reoccurring thing throughout this whole episode when she was in the dimension. Like, it's almost like when she was starting to lose herself in the reality, things would like blur out, but then like a noise would sound, or like she would like there was one point where Magnus showed her a sign and it like brought her back, So everything would start to get blurry. Then like it would like get clear out, once she regained her knowledge that she was in a different reality, which I thought was pretty kind of cool. So while that was going on, Simon went to the to the werewolf pack, Luke's pack, and they all like started growling at him because obviously vampires and werewolves don't like each other, and like I can't remember what because one of the werewolves came up to him and asked him why he was here, and Simon was like, well, because I have a good. He said, I don't remember what exactly he said, but he said something about like he knows Luke, and like he's obviously got like a close personal working relationship with Luke, and I thought that was pretty funny. Like Alberto, man, I maintain this. Alberto is like one of the best things about this show because he is absolutely nailing it. Like playing Simon, the acting and the way he delivers these lines, it's priceless. So, he goes and sits down with Luke, and basically we find out that his training apparently is going pretty bad. So, um, Raphael told him to take a walk. So, um, and I guess he appointed him the new werewolf ambassador or something. So there was that. And then there's more tension going on between Alec and Lydia. Lydia had Isabel arrested because she was associating with the Downworlder, or more specifically Meliorn, because she had a thing going on with him. So there was that. And a lot of people don't like Lydia. Like I've noticed that on Facebook and everything. A lot of people don't like Lydia. I actually I kind of like Lydia. Like Yes, she is a major hard ass, and she is kind of being a bitch. But I like that her character, even though she appears really cold and like bitchy at times, a lot most of the time, you kind of got a glimpse. Not last episode, but the episode before. I think it was episode. Was it episode 8? I think it was 8, where you kind of got a glimpse at her more like you got a glimpse that she does have a heart, she does have emotions, but I like her. Plus, I like the actress that's playing her. I think the actress that's playing her is doing very good. I think she's a good actress, and so that's good. Um, by the way, um, any of you ever watched Degrassi? Because the actor that played Sav in Degrassi is in Shadowhunters, and then when I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit, it's Sav from Degrassi!" Like I thought that was really cool. But anyways, so Isabel's under arrest. And then like back to the dimension, it's like everyone's different. Like there's no shadow hunters. Like Magnus said, there's no more shadow hunters. Um, Valentine and Jocelyn are like a couple. Um, because and like when Clary got like when she got transported into the dimension, like she got the knife. Like she saw Valentine, she like freaked out. She's like, "Where's my mother?" And she like put the knife to Valentine's throat. And Valentine's like, "You're gonna have to," like she thinks she's cosplaying or something. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, like everyone's different. Like Isabel is a big nerd, which is pretty funny. Like Simon and Isabel together. Jace obviously is not like he's just like an average guy. Like he's not the usual sarcastic, swaggering dude that he usually is. He's like just a plain, like he's selling food at a stand, which is like really funny, like for Jace. But I thought that was pretty funny. Like everyone's kind of different. And then even Alec, like when Magnus was trying to get into the party, and the bouncer, who was Sav, by the way, from Degrassi, like he was saying, you can't get in, and Alex just like, this one's for me, I'll take him in, and like he starts talking to him, and Magnus just says, I have to go, do something, and Alec literally repeats the same line that Magnus said like back in episode, what was it, like 3 or 4 or 5 or something? I can't remember, but he literally repeats the same line that Magnus said. I thought that was it was kind of funny, but I don't know. It was very But anyways, it's not a big deal. But so the officer that Luke was working with tries to arrest Luke, but then Simon attacks him. But Luke knocks him out or stops Simon from killing him. He just says it's wolf reflexes, which I thought was kind of dumb. I mean, like they didn't explain it at all, really. But whatever. So basically, it was just a whole scheme to because the cops obviously saw Simon before he got knocked out. So Simon brings him down to this basement. He's gonna like do something to him. But then Luke shoots Simon. Obviously, he doesn't kill him, but he shoots Simon. So it's a whole scheme to make him think that Luke wasn't actually the culprit, that it was Simon. So basically, Simon saved Luke. So now the pack is in debt to Simon. So that was cool. Um, oh, yeah, and then like when they told him that, Simon was like, so maybe a life's worth of Mushu pork or something. That was really funny too. Like again, Alberto just being like really funny with those lines. So that was pretty cool. Simon continues to be one of the best things about the show, man. Simon and the actor who plays Simon, I that's my opinion. He's one of the best things about the show, in my opinion. But a demon does get through the portal, and it does end up attacking Clary, and Clary and Jace kind of fight it off, but it does bite Jace, so Jace gets that demon venom in him, so he has to get to the other dimension to heal that. So Alec is obviously still trying to, he's still on this little fiasco, so he says he'll give the cup to Lydia, but because he gets Izzy to confess that she was involved in getting the cup. But he says he'll give Lydia the cup for Jace's freedom. But he ends up finding out. Then after that, Izzy tells him, and he finds out that Jace was in on it. So he wants to sever the parabatai bond between themselves because he's like, Jace is dead to me. So, and again, with the changes in the show, like, I get that there's going to be changes. I have accepted that. I've said that many, many times here. But it's like I feel like they're going a little too far because Alec, I don't think Alec would ever do that, even if Jace was doing something that was against the law. Alec would never do that. Like I'm currently reading City of Lost Souls. Alec wouldn't do that because Jace is like his parabatai, his best friend. Like he wouldn't do that, but whatever. So that there was that, which I guess they ended up failing. The bond ended up the severance ended up failing or something. I'm guessing because then later Alec is just like our bond is so weak or something, and so I guess it failed. I'm kind of confused on that whole thing. Let me know, but so yeah, so Clary ends up getting through to Magnus, like I said, and he ends up helping her pretty much when she's in this dimension. Let's see what else. Whenever the Parabatai bond, Clary, she temporarily, like, literally lost touch completely with her other with the reality that she came from. But eventually, Magnus showed up, and she was like, "Wait, who are you?" So obviously, she completely lost herself in this other dimension. But then Magnus showed her that sign, like he brought up that sign, which I forget if that what that means to her, or I forget what, but it brings her back anyways. So she got back, and then obviously after that, Jace comes in because the demon got through, and he can fight. He says he can fight the demon, so they end up killing the demon or knocking it out, or I think they kill it because if they don't kill it, it'll endanger the people in that other reality, in that other dimension, whatever you want to call it. So that happened, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I think that's pretty much it though. So, and then the severing of the Parabatai bond failed. I already went over that. I think it failed. Again, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. And then Jason and Clary are transported to Valentine's underground dungeons, where he's been at this, basically the whole show. And if you guys heard that, I'm sorry, my cats are fighting. So if you heard anything, and if I jumped a little bit, that's why. I'm sorry, my cats are fucking retarded. So anyway, sorry about that. But so Jason and Clary are transported into Valentine's place, and here's the thing that really gets me. At the end, they go into this closet, they open it up, and Jace is freaking out, and Clary's like, how do you know him? And Jace is like, well, he's my father. What? What? Like, what? Okay, so, correct, I can't remember exactly, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but in the book, Jace was raised to believe that Michael Wayland was his father, but it was really Valentine the whole time. I think that's what it was. So, so he thinks he's Michael Whalen's son for a while, but then he obviously finds out that Valentine is his father, which is thinks that for a while, and then obviously, spoiler alert, if you read the books on, you'll know that that's Valentine actually isn't really his father either. It's really Stephen Herondale. But so is this guy Michael Wayland or is he Stephen Herondale? I'm guessing it's not Stephen Herondale because he's like I saw you die, which Jace did see. Did see. This is where I can't really remember. I'm confused because in the books, Jace also thought that he saw his father die, but I think it was really like it was a scheme to make him think that. But so again, is this guy Michael Wayland, and is it going to eventually be revealed that is the guy going to say, "Look, I'm not really your father," and it's going to be revealed that I mean, is there even gonna be that whole plot twist with Jason and Clary that thinking that they're brother and sister? I don't know. I'm really confused. I don't know if that guy's Michael Wayland or what, or I don't know. There's been a lot of changes, so if they change this, I wouldn't be surprised, but I really hope they haven't. I really do hope they don't change that. That'd be bullshit. So, all right, this video is getting a bit long, so overall, thought the episode was pretty decent. I wasn't sure about the whole next dimension, but I actually thought it was kind of cool. Some of the CGI didn't look great, so that had it going against it. Overall, I would give this episode like a B. It was pretty decent. It's still better than the first few episodes, but pretty good overall. Acting was pretty decent, and yeah, that's my thoughts on this episode. I'm sorry this video's getting too long. I gotta cut it short, but Thank you. Comment down below, like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.